You know, um, you know that incredibly specific heavy feeling you get when you're just standing at a cash
Oh,
register?
yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Right. Like you're holding your card and the payment machine is just taking, I don't know, a second too long to process.
It's agonizing.
It really is. The screen just says authenticating, and for a split second, your breath just kind of catches.
Yeah, your heart rate definitely goes up a bit.
Exactly. Because in that moment, the lack of money, it doesn't feel like some abstract concept. It feels incredibly solid.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like a physical weight sitting directly on your chest.
But, what if that weight, that supposedly rock solid reality of financial lack, is actually completely malleable?
Malleable. Okay, I like where this is going.
Yeah, like what if it's more like a radio frequency, and you're just simply stuck tuning into the wrong station?
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
And, well, you actually have the ability to just reach over and turn the dial.
Turn the dial. I love that. And that is exactly what we are doing today in this deep dive.
We really are.
So, welcome in, everyone. It is Sunday, July 5th, 2026. And as we look at magic practice number 17 in Rhonda Byrne's book, The Magic, we are going to build a completely new toolkit for you to flip that frequency.
Right, because today we are diving into the magic check.
Yes. And our mission for you today is incredibly practical. We are going to unpack the mechanics of how gratitude actively, overwrites that heavy feeling of financial lack.
Which is so crucial to understand before we even get to the practice itself.
Exactly. And then we'll look at how to recognize the really sneaky, unexpected ways abundance actually shows up in your day-to-day life.
Yeah, because it's not always just a big bag of cash dropping from the sky.
I wish, but no, it's not. And finally, we're going to walk you through the very specific, actionable steps for filling out your own magic check today.
So moving from a mindset of lack to a mindset of abundance, it requires a very specific, calm, almost analytical approach to your own internal dialogue.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about toxic positivity, right?
No, not at all. It is not about ignoring your bills or, pretending you're a billionaire when you're not.
Right.
It's about understanding the psychological shift that actually alters your reality, according to the book.
So before you even look at a blank check, you really have to understand the core philosophy behind today's practice.
Which the text sets up beautifully.
It really does. It starts with this fantastic quote from the writer and poet William S. Burroughs.
Oh, I love this quote.
Yeah, he says, in the magical universe, there are no coincidences and there are no accidents. Nothing happens unless someone wills it to happen.
That quote right there, that is the foundation for everything we are going to discuss today.
Yeah, it's heavy. If nothing happens unless someone wills it, that means the financial lack you might be experiencing is
On some level a product of your own focus.
right, which is a tough pill to swallow for a lot of people.
It definitely is. But the text explains that when you direct the magical power of gratitude toward any negative condition, a completely new condition is created.
And that new condition just effectively eliminates the old one.
Exactly. It's a zero-sum game. You literally cannot occupy two opposing states at once.
So when you reach a place where you genuinely feel grateful for money, more than you feel a lack of money.
That new condition mathematically has to replace the lack.
Wow. Okay. Because we all know the baseline rule of this philosophy,
Yeah.
right? Attracts like.
Yeah, the law of attraction.
Yeah. But applying that to finances, I mean, that is uniquely difficult.
Oh, for sure.
Because the bills in your mailbox or, seeing a low balance on your banking app, those are very tangible realities to just try and ignore.
They are. But the source material argues that if you harbor feelings about money like envy or disappointment or worry.
Or fear, which is a big one.
Yeah, fear especially. If you have those feelings, you are physically pushing money away from you.
So worrying about money literally brings more worrying situations.
Exactly. Fearing the state of your finances brings more situations to make you fearful. It's a loop.
Breaking that cycle, I mean, that requires an intense amount of psychological discipline, doesn't it?
It really does. The text explicitly states that however difficult it might be, you have to actively ignore your current situation and any lack of money you might be experiencing.
Actively ignore it.
Yes. And gratitude is presented as the guaranteed mechanical way to execute that block. It acts as an absolute firewall against those money-repelling thoughts.
I like to think about it like trying to play two completely different songs on the exact same speaker at the exact same time.
Oh, that's a really good analogy.
Right. It's impossible. It just creates noise. You cannot be deeply grateful for money while simultaneously harboring this tight, anxious fear about your upcoming rent.
You really can't. You cannot have grateful thoughts and fearful thoughts occupying the same mental space. It's just neuroscience, really.
So when you force that gratitude frequency to play, you aren't just silencing the negative thoughts.
No, you are actively engaging in the specific behavior that brings more money toward you.
You're actively intervening in your own neural pathways.
Precisely. You are training your brain to seek out evidence of abundance rather than always scanning for evidence of scarcity.
Okay, so if shifting this internal mindset changes the frequency to attract money, we really have to talk about what that incoming money actually looks like in the real world.
Yes, we do. Because, like we said earlier, it is rarely a giant oversized lottery check showing up at your front door with balloons.
Though that would be nice.
It would be. But the book really challenges us to fundamentally broaden how we define, quote-unquote, receiving money.
Right, because if you don't recognize abundance when it arrives, you can't be grateful for it.
And if you aren't grateful for it, you immediately stop the flow. You've just turned off the tap.
Wow. So you have to shift from just managing your internal mindset to actively scanning your external reality for the evidence of that shift.
Exactly. And the examples the author gives are incredibly rooted in everyday life.
Yeah, obviously abundance can be a salary increase or, an unexpected check in the mail or a tax refund.
The obvious things, yeah.
Right. But it also includes things we often brush off as just normal life.
Yeah.
Like a friend spontaneously picking up the tab for your lunch.
Or walking into a store about to buy something and discovering it's actually been discounted.
Or a money-back offer on a purchase.
Right.
Or maybe your internet provider offering you a much better package out of the blue.
Or your lending institution lowering their interest rate. The ultimate metric the book gives us is just a simple question.
Which is,
does this circumstance mean that I have more money?
and if the answer is yes,
then it requires your immediate gratitude.
okay, I have to be honest, I do struggle with this part a little bit.
Oh, how so?
Well, if I walk into a department store and they happen to be having their huge annual 20% off summer sale,
Yeah.
the book is telling me I manifested that. Isn't that just a standard marketing calendar?
Yeah.
The store planned that sale 6 months ago.
Right, I see what you're saying.
Or like, if a friend gives me a sweater they don't wear anymore, isn't that just the normal flow of human interaction? Calling it manifesting money almost feels like taking credit for a coincidence.
Well, this raises an important question, and honestly, it's the exact hurdle most people fail to clear when reading this text.
Okay, so how does the author address that?
The author insists that this is emphatically not luck. It's not a coincidence, and it's not just a marketing tactic. According to the text, this is universal law at work.
Okay.
You have to look at the end result. The end result of the store having a summer sale exactly when you walked in to buy that specific item is that your money magically increased through the saving of money.
So because I kept money in my pocket that I was otherwise going to hand over to the cashier, my overall wealth increased.
Exactly. It requires completely reframing how you view a transaction.
It really does. That's a huge mindset shift.
It is. Recognizing and feeling genuine gratitude for these seemingly sneaky forms of abundance is the crucial step.
Because if you dismiss the 20% discount as just a good sale, you are effectively blinding yourself to the abundance you're actively attracting.
Right. You're telling the universe, no, that doesn't count.
And by doing that, you block the flow of future riches.
Exactly. Every single interaction you have throughout your day becomes a potential treasure hunt for abundance.
So if my coffee was free today,
Abundance.
I got a random rebate in the mail.
Abundance.
Okay, but knowing how to spot these tiny moments of abundance, that's just theory until you actually put it into practice.
Which is where Rhonda Byrne's own life comes into play.
Yes, because she started from an absolute 0 point and used this exact mechanism to pull massive resources toward her.
The book shares a very personal anecdote that really proves noticing these small things leads to life-altering abundance.
Right. She describes arriving in the United States several years ago with literally just 2 suitcases to her name.
Just 2 suitcases. She lived in this bare-bones apartment, working with her computer, physically sitting on her lap because she didn't even have a desk.
And she had no car, so she walked everywhere she needed to go. It's the classic definition of starting from scratch.
But notice her methodology here.
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on the lack of a car or the lack of furniture or the fact that her lap was her desk, she practiced this hyper-specific micro-gratitude.
Micro-gratitude, I like that.
Yeah.
She focused on the absolute granular details of what she actually did possess.
Right. She writes that she was grateful for the bare bones apartment itself, and she was grateful for the exact inventory of her kitchen.
Wait, didn't she specifically list what she had?
She did. 4 plates, 4 knives, 4 forks, and 4 spoons.
4 spoons. I mean, the focus on the 4 spoons is so intentional.
It really represents finding gratitude in the absolute minimum.
But the turning point in her story, I think, is what she did regarding transportation.
Yes. She was grateful that she was able to walk places, but she also felt immense gratitude that there was a taxi stand right across the street from her apartment.
See, here's where it gets really interesting to me. The irony of being profoundly thankful for a taxi stand that you don't even have the money to use. It's incredible.
It is. She's projecting gratitude for a transportation resource that is simply adjacent to her, even though she isn't sitting in the back of the taxi.
Right. She isn't saying, oh, I wish I could afford those taxis. She is saying, thank you that they are there.
And the result of this.
Yeah. A person she knew unexpectedly decided to gift her the use of a personal driver and a car for a few months.
Just like that. She went from walking everywhere and being grateful for a taxi stand she couldn't afford to having a private chauffeur.
What's fascinating here is the formula she's utilizing.
She notes that you will feel great joy in knowing you attracted these circumstances. And when you combine your joy with your gratitude, you create a real magnetic force.
So by being grateful for the absolute minimum, like the 4 spoons and the mere presence of a taxi stand, she unlocked the maximum.
Exactly. She didn't wait for the driver to appear to feel grateful.
Right. She used the gratitude for the spoons and the taxi stand to generate the magnetic force that pulled the driver into her reality.
It completely reverse engineers how most of us think about being thankful.
It totally does. We usually want the prize first, and then we'll write the thank you note.
Yeah, but the text is demanding we say thank you for the paperclip so that the universe can hand us the keys to the car.
That's a great way to put it. So, having seen the author's proof of concept, we really need to transition to the actual mission for you today.
Right, how to physically execute magic practice number 17, the magic check.
The internal mindset is set. Now we just have to apply the tool.
Let's get into the step-by-step. First things first, you need a blank magic check.
Right, and the book says you can photocopy or scan the one provided in the text,
Yep.
or you could just go online and download an abundance of blank ones directly from www.thesecret.tv magic check.
And once you have it in front of you, you're going to fill in today's date, your name, and a specific amount of money you want to receive.
But there is a crucial caveat here that you cannot skip.
Oh, absolutely crucial. The text explicitly directs you to choose an amount of money for one specific thing you really want.
So it could be like a new pair of shoes or a new computer, a new bed, maybe overseas travel, or even money for a child's college education.
Right. You are not just writing down a random massive lump sum of abstract wealth.
This is such an important distinction because I know the impulse is to just write down like $10 million and figure it out later.
Of course. That's everyone's first thought.
But writing a massive number on a piece of paper, that's just a one-time event. If you don't back it up with sensory visualization, it's just dead ink.
Exactly. Money is a means to an end. It is not the end result itself. Human psychology makes it very difficult to generate genuine, heart-pounding excitement for just a piece of paper or abstract digits in a bank account.
Yeah, our brains just aren't wired to feel deep emotion over zeros.
No, they aren't. But it is incredibly easy to feel immense gratitude and joy for a specific item or a specific experience.
So if you just think about money per se, you just won't be able to generate the necessary emotional frequency.
It makes total sense. Entering a specific item on the check instead of a lump sum, it's exactly like entering a specific street address into your GPS.
Rather than just getting in the car and yelling, drive.
Exactly. It gives your mind a very tangible, concrete destination to visualize and move toward.
And the book also gives a highly practical tip here, right?
Yes. If you want, start with a smaller amount on your first magic check.
The reasoning behind starting small is so brilliant to me.
Why is that?
Well, when you magically receive that smaller amount, you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you did it.
Ah, yes. You will know absolutely that the magic of gratitude worked.
Right. That initial success builds absolute belief. The gratitude and joy you feel from that small win will make much bigger amounts feel believable and attainable to you for your next check.
It's all about building a foundation of undeniable proof for your own logical mind.
Okay, so you have your check, you have your name, today's date, and the specific amount for your specific item.
But writing the check is just the setup.
Right. The actual magic happens in what you do next.
If we connect this to the bigger picture of the book's methodology, this is where the visualization technique really takes over.
Okay, walk us through it.
Once you've filled in those details, you must hold the check in your hands and vividly picture yourself actually using the money to get the very thing you want.
The sensory details are everything here, aren't they?
They are. The text says, if it's a pair of shoes or a bed, picture yourself physically standing in the store buying it.
Or if it's an online purchase, visualize the delivery driver actually handing you the box. Imagine the sound of the packing tape ripping.
Yes. If it's for travel or education, imagine clicking the button to buy the airplane ticket or sitting at a desk opening the college bank account.
You really have to manufacture the feeling of being as happy and grateful as if you have really already received it.
It is those hyper-specific sensory details, like the imaginary smell of the new shoes or the physical sensation of the keyboard clicking to buy the flight, that bypass your logical brain's skepticism.
Because the brain can't distinguish between a vividly imagined emotion and a real one, right?
Exactly. By layering these sensory details, you are tricking your nervous system into experiencing the joy of the end result right now.
You are physically rewiring your body from a state of anxiety to a state of joyful anticipation.
But, you've filled out the check, you've done the deep sensory visualization, and doing that once at 8 a.m. just isn't enough to overwrite a lifetime of financial worry.
It's definitely not.
The text is very clear that we must seamlessly integrate this into your daily routine so that the gratitude doesn't just fade away the moment you get, say, a stressful email at lunchtime.
Right, so the instructions for today require you to take the magic check with you or put it in a place where you will see it frequently.
This could be taped to your bathroom mirror, on your refrigerator, tucked underneath your magic rock, in your car, your wallet, or even set as the background image on your computer.
But just seeing it as you walk by isn't the goal, is it?
No. On at least 2 more occasions today, you need to physically take the check in your hands, look at it, and repeat that exact same vivid visualization of purchasing your item.
Feel the excitement as though you're really doing it right then and there.
And when you finally receive the money, or if you end up receiving the actual item itself in some other unexpected magical way, the practice doesn't end.
What do you do then?
The text instructs you to replace the check with a new amount for a completely new item that you really want, and simply continue the practice.
It's like a perpetual engine of manifestation.
It really is.
So what does this all mean for your schedule today? Well, let's map it out so you have a clear blueprint.
Good idea.
You are integrating this new check practice with your existing daily habits from the book. Step 1 of your day remains exactly the same.
Make a list of your 10 blessings. Write out why you're grateful. Reread the list and say thank you, thank you, thank you for each one.
Perfect. Then you fill out and do the initial visualization of your magic check. You carry it with you and visualize it at least 2 more times during the day.
And finally, step 6. Just before you go to sleep tonight, you hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words thank you for the absolute best thing that happened during your day.
It is a comprehensive system designed to really bookend your day with gratitude.
And the text offers a gentle reminder. You can't do this too often.
Right. Visualizing the check is not a one-off trick that you do once and forget about.
No, it's about making gratitude a continuous, unbroken way of life. That is how you keep the magnetic force active, consistently drawing abundance toward you, instead of accidentally pushing it away with worry.
It really is a complete rewiring of how we interact with the world. You have the immense power to eliminate financial lack, not by stressing over spreadsheets and not by trying to outwork your anxiety.
But by focusing intensely on the abundance you already possess down to the literal spoons in your drawer and the specific abundance you want to attract using your magic check.
Well said.
I do want to leave you with a final thought to ponder as you go about your day, building directly on the idea that all abundance is created equal.
Ooh, okay.
The text makes it absolutely clear that saving money on a discounted item at a store or having a friend pick up the tab for your lunch is the exact same universal law at work as winning a massive lottery jackpot.
Okay, I'm with you.
It is all abundance.
Okay.
So here's the question. What would happen if the next time you save $2 on a cup of coffee, you forced yourself to feel the exact same heart-pounding, overwhelming joy and profound gratitude as if you had just been handed a check for $1 million?
Now,
Could treating the small change like a literal miracle be the exact psychological key that unlocks the massive abundance you've been waiting for?
that is a fascinating thought to end on. The next time you're standing at that cash register waiting for the machine to process, Remember that you control the frequency. You can choose to accept the heavy weight of lack, or you can tune into the frequency of the magic check. Thank you so much for joining us for today's deep dive. Now go find your favorite pen, get online, download your check, and start visualizing. We will see you tomorrow.